Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. My name is Bernadette Desir, and I'm your host. And joining me today is Sanal. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, um, the night is here already, so I'm just prepared for the end of the night.
Yeah. You were telling me it's 11 p.m. where you were in Thailand,
Yeah,
and here it's 10 a.m. That is a massive time difference. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
of course.
Yeah. Yeah, to start, can you tell us who you are and what you do?
Um, well, I help make people changes in their life.
Hmm.
In short, you know, you
Hmm.
can say that's my primary job. It's helping people with making changes and
Hmm.
sometimes we can end up believing that it's difficult to change or it's hard for me to change and all
Hmm.
these kind of things. So
Yeah.
it is more interesting to
Hmm.
work, you know.
Yeah, definitely. It can be so hard to change. When did you find the passion and desire to do the work that you're doing right now?
Oh no, I think it's been 13 years, I guess.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. You must enjoy doing the work that you do.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of one of the,
Hmm.
it's such a beautiful thing, actually. I
Yeah.
really enjoy seeing the reaction in people's face.
Hmm. Yeah. Sounds like it's
Yeah,
rewarding.
yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. What does spirituality means to you?
Um, Spirituality for me means to me that we share a deep curiosity
Mm,
to in learning about ourselves and about the world around us.
hmm.
And the curiosity keeps you want to learn more
Yeah.
about both of these things.
Hmm.
And so you, if you are always open to learning more and more
Yeah.
about
Hmm.
about about the things around us, there's an inherent interest.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's good to keep learning. And I think that's how we grow as
Yeah,
human beings, right? So is Sanal, right?
yeah.
Did you grow up in a religious family? What was it like for you?
Yeah, I did grow up in a religious family,
Hmm.
and I did started practices such as meditation, chanting mantras, or um, habits
Hmm.
as such in relation to these things. I developed it at such a young age because of the influence of
Yeah.
these factors, and also we did many travels around the country, and mostly it was the travel was spiritually inclined.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really cool. So what are some of the most rewarding things that you've achieved doing the work that you're doing?
Um, I the kind of work that I'm doing, it's very flexible. You can work with many different challenges, and it can work with many different kind of issues that one might be dealing with. So I have definitely worked with people who deal with all sort of scenarios, who are handling and struggling with a lot of um, physical issues,
Mm,
also pain, physical pain for
yeah,
that matter,
yeah.
and people who have struggled with a lot of mental stuff, like in terms of
Mhm,
um,
mhm.
like just not creating a lot of stuff that we create with our own creative mind,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
and, and then make the world a dangerous place to live in.
Yeah, I agree. I think we create our own hell and our own heaven right here on earth.
Yeah, I guess as to think of things to pull our proofs, and then so I guess we make a hypothesis on how things are, and then our brain has the job to
Hmm.
just prove to us that our hypothesis is right.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, how can we rewire our minds to create heaven on earth?
How can we rewire our mind? I guess it starts with fundamentally making a shift in the way you are looking at things. You
Mm,
know.
yeah.
Because the way you are going to be in the situations in general always reflects upon the way you are seeing things.
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So unless you have a fundamental shift in the way you are seeing things, there's not going to be a difference in the way you're going to be in the
Mm,
world.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, would you
Um,
say, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, like and in my opinion, reality is always being created inside out. So it's always being, doing, having.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
agree. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, would you say how we were raised impacts our thought patterns?
how we raise, of course, the way we have been raised,
Hmm.
it definitely contributes to the
Yeah.
self-concept that we form,
Hmm. Hmm.
the concepts through which we make sense
Hmm.
of ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, and I see that you combine Eastern and Western spirituality. Those are two forces you had to bring together. How did you do that?
Well, it's the need of the hour. It's, we, we need to bring both of these things together because this blind spirituality with dogmatic belief is
Hmm.
not gonna really take us so much in
Hmm.
that. We are dealing with a lot of complexity, you know,
Yeah.
uh, as far as human beings, when we are navigating through a lot of dogmatic beliefs and
Yeah.
old school, outdated ways of looking at looking spiritually at things.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a dire need to have an updated way of looking at things that is holistic and that's not just like a one trick pony. It's not like, oh, it's not just about karma and it's not about just burning your karmas and enlightenment and all that is the only thing. No,
Yeah.
just
Hmm.
just it's the need of the hour. We need a blend where um, people need to make people need to make use of their mind and
Mm,
everything through that is enabled by knowing how things work rather than and also by seeing how things work
yeah.
rather than by believing
Hmm. Hmm.
and the things working because how good you believe in things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I love
that's
that.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess to remain open-minded. Um,
I
yeah.
guess that's a that's a job in and of itself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, for me, I've remained open-minded. I love learning about any religion, any culture, any language. I'm just in. I want in. Because all of us, we find hope somewhere. We may
Mhm.
speak different languages, look different, but we believe in something that keeps us believing or going. What are your thoughts?
True, it's true. We
Hmm.
do have some beliefs, that we have. So either the beliefs are serving us
Hmm.
or it's standing in the way between you and the things that you really want to get.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I guess it's a double-edged sword in
Yeah,
that sense.
yeah, I agree. What does your name mean?
Uh, actually, my name Sanal
Mhm.
means vigorous.
Oh,
Uh, Bhanu,
hmm.
Bhanu means beautiful, Shiva,
Mm,
uh, king,
hmm.
uh, uh,
That's
and
awesome.
things like that. And also then Rajan also means the important one, the significant one,
Hmm.
and king. So it's
Oh,
kind of like
yeah.
vigorous king, king of kings.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard of Shiva. I
No,
even listen to music from East Indian and Thai. I listen to all of it. What is that? Is that a god or what is it?
yeah, yeah. No, it's just the concept of um, end. It's just like Brahma represent the beginning, and
Mhm.
Vishnu represents the middle, and
Yeah.
then Shiva represents the ending of things.
Oh, that's really
That's
cool.
so it's just more of that three elements, like the beginning, the sustaining, the
Hmm.
creation, the
Yeah,
sustaining part, and then the destruction. You
that's
know,
so cool. That's really cool. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about transformation. What does transformation mean to you?
it just means to me exactly what the word stands for. Actually,
Hmm.
transformation. So, so it's just the changing of the form.
Mm,
It's a
yeah,
transform.
yeah.
So, so you can either gain a lot of information.
Hmm.
So that's like you're informing, but doesn't necessarily mean there is a change in the form, but it's more like you're getting stuff and kind of, you know, getting more informed in a way.
Hmm.
But transformation is about what's coming in. Now the form itself has changed, as a result of it. So
Hmm.
now that's transformation, a change. In simple words, for me, transformation is a shift in a relationship with whatever that is that
Hmm.
we are having transformation with.
Yeah, yeah. Would you tie transformation to evolvement? Is it similar?
Um, Evolvement, I guess, it it doesn't have to essentially
Mm.
mean evolvement because you can transform in ways that are not very good also. you know
That's
so
true. That's really true. Yeah.
the,
Oh, okay.
not all transformation is good transformation, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. In your opinion, why is it so hard for us to change and to allow transformation to happen?
Oh yeah, now that comes to a big thing that we need to recognize about change, you know
Hmm. Hmm.
the omnipresence of change all around us.
Yeah,
and and also the ways in which we are changing all the time. You know,
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing, the thing is, we have a system in place called nominalization. It's the biggest,
Yeah.
and the biggest nominalization of our life is us. you know.
It's
We
true.
are we make us into a thing, even though we are more of a process in unfolding, you know.
Mm, yeah.
But we kind of look at us as a thing, and then
Mhm,
we become this thing in the world,
mhm,
right?
yeah.
So, it kind of it becomes like a process of denominalizing
Mhm,
ourselves first, you know,
yeah.
recognizing us as a process. Then it becomes more easier because
Mhm,
there is a matter about attention now, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
agree. Yeah.
either you're getting the impression that I'm not changing
Mhm,
now. The question is, what is that person paying attention to
mhm,
that gives them that impression that they are not changing? You
yeah.
see, the
Yeah.
thing is, the brain is a sorting mechanism. It's always sorting for stuff.
Mhm.
So either you can sort for sameness, you know. So you can have the idea, oh, I'm still the same person, I
Mhm,
don't change, you know.
yeah.
And now the brain job is to prove to you that your hypothesis is right, that you don't really change that much. you know.
Yeah.
So postpone all the experiences and put it together in a way like, you know what? You are right.
Mhm.
Then you don't. So, it's just a matter of a bias. As the
Mm,
thinker thinks, the prover proves. So if
yeah.
you believe that change is very difficult for me,
Mhm,
then brain is going to put all the experiences together in a sequential manner, in a
mhm,
way, and present it to you. Like, you know
mhm.
what? I think your hypothesis is right. I think change is difficult for us.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's more like a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point.
Mhm,
Uh, so it's not really about they're not changing. They're really saying,
mhm.
I just don't like the ways in which I am changing. That's what they're really saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
that they are not changing. They're just
Mhm.
not happy with the ways in which they are
Mm.
already changing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, as we're talking, my cats are going crazy. That's why I'm looking around. There's two of them. They're just running around the house. They're wild. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Let's talk about happiness. That's a word I think we toss around without understanding the weight of it. What does it mean to you?
Well, first of all, it starts with a choice.
Yeah, yeah.
So it starts with the way um, I'm choosing to look at the
Yeah.
situation at hand, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it totally depends on that. So
Mhm.
either I can choose to look at that situation in a way that makes me happy, or I can choose to look at it in a way that can make me feel like a victim, or I can choose to look at it in such a way that life is so unfair. You know, there is a varieties of ways.
Mhm.
I can render reality. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we don't experience reality as it is. We experience reality as the way our mind is making it up to be. You know,
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So,
We create it.
exactly. So the, how things are and how we see things
Mhm.
as absolutely no correlation. You know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
subjective experience a person has nothing to do with the objective reality that's really out there.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Then now it entirely comes to the processes your creative mind is at play. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Most of the time, we live at effect with the mind that we seldom can see the roles that our creative mind is
Mhm.
playing in the co-creation of whatever the experience
Yeah.
that we are having
Mhm.
in the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, and some people, not everyone, they think that it's the victim mentality, I would say. They think that what's
Yeah.
happening to them is because of other people. It's not them.
exactly. They're just not ready to take ownership of what what they're
Yeah,
experiencing. They just
yeah,
somehow have a nagging feeling that their emotions are communicating something about what's really going on outside. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
they,
yeah.
it's just most of the job is about being a better witness to your own processes, so
Mhm,
that you can take ownership of what's being created,
mhm.
in the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
You have
Yeah.
a beautiful creative mind at play, and we seldom recognize the creative capacity of it.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Me, if there's anything I want to learn, create, I'm doing it. It's infinite,
yeah,
right? We only put boundaries on what our minds make us believe of our limits.
exactly. The thing is, we created our limitation,
Yeah, 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 I agree.
our creative mind,
Hmm.
and then the very limitations that we create with it, those
Yeah,
are the ones that limit us.
yeah,
Indeed.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. So you've done lots of speaking. When did you started to speak?
I guess.
I don't mean as a baby. When did you started professionally speaking?
I think now, it's been many years, I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
But I started teaching in universities and stuff now, I guess,
Hmm.
uh, maybe 4 years ago.
Hmm.
I was teaching in universities. Before that, I was still kind of speaking to a lot of international people. I live in India in a tourist location.
Hmm.
And I primarily work with a lot of tourists, a lot of people from all around the world. So I was doing the stuff for fairly a long period of time before even I started teaching my stuff in universities.
Hmm.
So now I guess maybe, I don't know, 8 years, maybe.
Oh, okay. 18. Oh, wow. That's a long
Oh,
time.
no, no, not 18.
80.
Eight, maybe 8 or 9, 8.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay. And you've
Yeah.
also you've spoken at yoga schools? I didn't know if there were schools that for yoga
Yeah,
did exactly
yeah,
what.
there is a lot of yoga schools in India. Yeah,
What? That's so cool. I don't
yeah,
have
because
that here.
I mean, it's like, it's one of the
That's so cool. That's really cool.
a
So
lot of
yeah.
people, they come as a big group to be certified as the yoga teachers. So,
Wow.
so bunch of yoga teachers are just flying out after they come in.
Oh wow. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some myths that you've heard about yoga and meditation?
Well, I guess you do a lot of practice, and somehow it's gonna
Yeah.
result in you
Hmm.
having
Yeah.
a really good life. And I guess you can, but then again, time is a limited resource, and
Hmm. Yeah.
don't really have a lot to, to give for it all.
Yeah.
So I kind of look for shortcuts and stuff that kind of
Hmm.
works based on you seeing stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
I like that. I like when you gain power because of you are able to see something now which
Hmm.
you are not able to before
Yeah.
as a result of knowing something new.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Have you heard of, you probably have Kundalini.
Yeah, yeah,
Kundalini.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning
Yeah,
about all of that. It's fascinating.
yeah, I mean, Kundalini is fascinating. I do notice like strong Kundalini experience even when I'm on magic mushrooms, actually. No, actually, yeah,
Yeah.
it's very similar because I once had like a full blown Kundalini experience.
Oh
It's just
wow.
like it's like a when I was doing sun gazing,
Mhm.
for a long period of time, and it just was completely like a drunken feeling of
Mhm.
overconfidence, and everything comes out of that place, you know. So I started kind
Yeah.
of dancing around, and I
Mhm.
didn't care for people watching or anything like that.
Yeah.
Uh, but what stayed with me was the experience that I had in my physiology was completely like I'm having an electric body of some sort. Like
Oh,
the body is pulsating, the entire body feels very electric, you know.
mhm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and when I'm on mushrooms, it feels almost the same kind of stuff. Like there,
Mhm.
I guess not all the mushrooms. There are some mushrooms which are more, the experience is just more in the body, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's not
Yeah.
so much about visual stuff, it's more, and you can feel it. You kind of feel like a complete Kundalini.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Mushroom, is it similar to psychedelics? Is that what
yeah,
you're
I'm talking
describing?
about psychedelic mushrooms.
Oh, okay. There's so many mushrooms these days in the world.
Oh
So.
yeah, 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 yeah. I was picking psilocybin mushrooms. And that's
Oh, okay,
really making
okay.
me out.
Mm. Oh,
But,
okay, okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, well, I want to make sure you go get some sleep. So, is there anything else you want to share with my audience before I let you go?
Well, I would like to tell the audience that don't get wedded to the way you see things. You know,
Mm.
there is no particular trophy that you're gonna get because you were completely
Mhm.
wedded to your cherished roots or something like that. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
so
Mhm.
know that when you look at a mountain, there is no way or there is no angle from which you can look at that mountain
Mhm.
that will enable you to have the entire totality of the mountain
Mhm.
in it, you know.
Yeah.
Any way of looking at the mountain is going to give you one experience of it,
Mhm.
but don't get stuck in what you see is all there is to it,
Mhm. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Mm.
Know that what I see is what I see, and it doesn't naturally translate to what is all there, what is all there is to it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
How
Beautiful.
I see it is
Mhm.
just how I see things, and it doesn't naturally translate to how things are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And you do not get to have the truth of the situation in your hands. You get to have one way of looking at it, and the question is how good that is, how good the way you are looking at the situation is when it comes to enabling you to effectively engage with the situation and create the kind of results that you would be happy to have in your life, you know.
Mhm.
So just be more flexible.
Mhm.
Know that the way you see is just the way you see, and the question is how good it enables you to harmoniously and gracefully engage with the situation at hand, you know.
Yeah.
Not whether you just completely get stuck with your way of seeing it at the cost of you completely struggling and suffering through handling the moment. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Have more flexibility. Know that what you see is always a relationship. It's a relationship to where you are looking at it from.
Yeah.
So if you want to see something different, you better look at it from a different place, and you're going to see something different. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Where can my listeners find you?
Um, well, they can find me in social media. In uh, my Instagram handle is wisdom with Sanal.
Mhm.
So, and I mean, people who want to work with me one-on-one, they can check out my website,
Mhm.
spiritualogic.com.
Mhm.
That's something that is a unique methodology it's a way of seeing and looking at things, which
Yeah.
I find have a unique edge when
Yeah.
it comes to what's all the kind of ways of looking at things that's out
Mhm.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people
Mhm.
were inspired by something they heard me speak about or the manner in which I show up,
Mhm.
can just feel free to reach out.
Yeah. Yeah, thank
with
you.
that.
Last question.
Mhm.
What is the meaning of life for you?
Well, the meaning of life is whatever we are making it up to be about. No?
Yeah.
Because entirely depends upon you and your stories that you're making up around it.
Hmm.
Ultimately, life is a hyper object.
Yeah.
It's a hyper uh, reality.
Hmm. Yeah.
It just comes off from everything else. It's a higher level abstraction about life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So
Yeah.
it's a relationship. It's a game of relationship. The
Hmm.
question is, what does life have to say about the way you are living life right now?
Mm. That's a good question. Might take me a few years to answer that. That's a
Yeah.
good question.
I'm glad you appreciate it.
I do. I do. Lots of wisdom in this episode. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sanal, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all you do and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I really,
I will. You have a good
really,
night. Yeah.
really enjoyed having the conversations. It's a group of its own.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.